Dead by Daylight have just shown us the developer update and the Nicolas Cage stuff that's coming out tomorrow. Let's dive into everything. Kings and Queens, welcome back to the channel and welcome to your quick recap of pretty much everything you missed this week. And a quick note before we jump on into this, we are holding an art contest that is ending very soon. If you want to partake in this, join our Discord. The art contest is there. The top prize will be winning $125. And even if you get 10th place, you'll still be winning a prize. More details will be linked in the description. Starting off, we have a developer update for the Nicolas Cage chapter that is coming out tomorrow. Super exciting stuff. Let's jump on into all of the changes. If you recall, in the previous PTB, we received some changes to the Onryo. A lot of people were indifferent about these changes. Some people were happy. Some people were upset. Well, moving forward, here are the changes that are officially going to be coming into the game. They said survivors who are hit while carrying a tape will now gain 2 stacks of condemned, destroying the tape in the process. They also said being hooked while carrying a tape will no longer inflict other survivors with condemned. The tape will still be destroyed. They said that this will allow the Onryo to more easily inflict condemned on survivors who are carrying a tape, even if she does not commit to a chase afterward. They said that this also addresses a potential exploit that allowed the killer to repeatedly down a survivor who is carrying a tape to build condemned with no opportunity for countered play. They also stated that they're going to be making some more changes to the projection. They said projection now has a 10-second cooldown, and this used to be 15. They said that the TVs disabled by projection will now remain disabled for 45 seconds. This was 100 seconds. And they said that TVs disabled by survivors now remain disabled for 70 seconds, and this used to be 90. Overall, they want to make these changes to allow Sadako to project herself around the map far more frequently, so they're really choosing the direction that they want to go with Sadako here. Really interesting stuff nonetheless. To be honest, I never expected them to change Sadako in the first place, so seeing these changes in the previous PTB and now seeing them again were a little bit puzzling to me. However, there's been a lot of mixed reactions with this one, so let me know how you feel about this in the comments below. Personally, I didn't get a chance to play this in a PTB because I was so just obsessed with all the Nicolas Cage things, so I didn't really get to test it out when it was in the PTB, and again, seeing it on paper here, I haven't fully tested it, so I can't really give a full-on good opinion. When this comes out tomorrow, I'll be able to give you guys a better one, but on paper, especially if you're Onryo dedicated players, let me know how you're feeling about these changes. I'm curious to hear if you think they're good or bad. Moving on forward, they mentioned that Hangman's trick is also going to be getting a change. They said that for the PTB, they tested out Hangman's trick as a scourged hook, which allowed us to safely increase its effective range. They said upon further review, they decided to increase the range a little bit more before the update goes live. They said while carrying a survivor, the scourged hook Hangman's trick will now reveal the aura of survivors within 12 meters of a scourged hook. This is doubled from the previous 6 meters. They said that this change will not be available as of the update's release, though you can expect it to appear following the minor patches, which probably means next Tuesday is when we're going to be seeing this. Overall, Hangman's trick sounds pretty good. Getting information is quite nice, and I can see a lot of cool builds working with this perk. Moving on forward, they mention animations. They said that in the last PTB, we reviewed the successful basic attack animation, or blade wipe for short, for killers with the goal of making them behave more consistently. Previously, some killers would look down during this animation, giving survivors an opportunity to throw the killer off the trail, while others would not. To remedy this, we've adjusted the blade wipe animations of all the remaining killers to have them look down in the process. After monitoring these changes in action, we've discovered that some players will experience motion sickness due to the added camera motion. As the camera would pan down, players naturally try to combat this by looking up. These conflicting camera movements cause the motion to feel unstable or wavy. In order to address this, we've decided not to go through with these changes for this update release. We have reverted the animation updates to any killers that were affected during this change. They wrapped this up by saying that this is going to be coming out tomorrow, all of this stuff in the developer update and Nicolas Cage. So I'm really looking forward to see what's coming out. They didn't mention any other changes here for Nicolas Cage or any of his perks, so I'm assuming everything is going to be the same, which I'm super happy because, as I mentioned in previous videos, I am in love with this chapter, as many people are, and I think it's going to be super well received tomorrow yet again, now that everybody will have the opportunity to play this. Exciting stuff coming out tomorrow. Make sure you guys get your hands on Nicolas Cage. I will be giving away some DLC codes tomorrow live on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/theking, so make sure you guys are coming out for that. Now that's pretty much it that was told to us in the developer update, but I want to touch on a few other points that happened throughout the week. First of all, today, Dead by Daylight changed their logo on Twitter, and I got a few tweets of people asking me, is this a new chapter tease? From my knowledge, this is not a new chapter tease. In case you guys didn't know, Twitter recently changed their branding to X, and this is the same font that they use, so I think they're just trying to be memey with this one. So this realistically means nothing. Unless there's a crazy coincidence, this is literally them just memeing with Twitter, so don't take anything out of this unless they point out otherwise. According to some news and information, we are probably going to be seeing some new chapter stuff happening next week, so I expect the actual official teases from Dead by Daylight happening next week. In other news, we know that the summer barbecue event is right around the corner. This is pretty exciting. This has been one of the most renowned and awesome, events that we've had ever. And I'm very curious to know that if it's just nostalgic feeling and everyone's super happy by the nostalgia that they have and the memories that they've made, or if this is actually a really good event that people really enjoy. Well, some news according to David is that on August 3rd to August 17th, this is when it's going to be taking place, and they said revisit a fan favorite summer barbecue event. The Scorching Barbecue has come back to the fog, bringing with some fresh margarita generators and tasty barbecue hooks. You can also expect 2 event cosmetics for 1 survivor and 1 killer. They also pointed out that the original event only had 2 pieces of cosmetics and people were over the moon with that, so some people were pretty salty that there were only going to be cosmetics or cosmetic sets for 1 survivor and 1 killer. I mean, this is one of the things that I pointed out quite a lot. Everybody, in my opinion, has this really good nostalgic feeling of Dead by Daylight and this event because Dead by Daylight was fairly new. More people were new to the game and everyone enjoyed it. If they basically copy and paste that event and gave us today, so much people will be dissatisfied and everyone will be going out with their hot takes saying that, hey, this wasn't that good. To be honest, as I said, I really feel like this was more of a nostalgic type of in-the-moment event that worked quite well for the time. Now that they're bringing it back, honestly, I don't think it will be as well received as it was prior. However, if they add in a bunch of different things, maybe a new tome, things like that, it could spice it up a little bit, but for what it is, I don't think it's going to be that fantastic. Nonetheless, I am excited to have another event in Dead by Daylight. I'm excited to get all the extra bonus blood points and to actually get this nostalgia trip myself, and hopefully they knock it out the park. I'm wishing them all the success, but in my honest opinion, I think people are going to be dissatisfied with this because it's more of a nostalgic feeling or word to mouth that this event was one of the best, and people are going to surely get disappointed with it. But there you go, guys. That is pretty much all of the information that I have for you guys today. There were a few bits and pieces here and there that I didn't cover that we'll talk about in another video, but that is pretty much going to wrap it up for this one. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe for some more awesome Dead by Daylight content. I have some really cool videos planned for you guys that I'm currently working on. That's why I've kind of been gone for a while. Trust me, when they're out, you're going to enjoy them. That's going to do it for me. As always, I'm the King. I did my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.